an insurance expert, which I really didn't care to be. So what ended up happening is, let me see if I can get some other good shots.
Maybe like a slideshow.
Yeah, that's the coat. This is the coat I was talking about, full of mold. It went down the basement, but then it actually soaked up through the drywall. So by the time we thought upstairs, the drywall is probably up to about my shoulder, was swelling and sweat and dripping water because it had come up and down at the same time. So we still don't know what the final claim will be because we only got the house back December 18th. So from May 5th to December 18th, it was in disrepair. Many of you have probably walked down that area and saw the big truck, the big garbage thing that was out front and all that. At this point, I talked to my agent last week, and she pulled my file just to see, and we're at $135,000 right now.
And how much of that, like, all the mold you had to pay for, right?
So what they did was they came up with this solution. Our agent, I will say one thing, I have no affiliation with Farmers Insurance, but Farmers Insurance was phenomenal with us. What they did was they figured out that it had been wet before it was moldy, so they would give us an item, they would repair something because it was wet, not because it was moldy. But the mold remediation, where they come in and they strip everything, they put in those big fans and those extra heater things, and then they sealed it with this paint, that was all out of pocket. That's about $20,000 to pour out of pocket. I'll see if I have a picture of that one.
So what do you do different now?
We turn our water off. We have an 11-page shut-off procedure. My husband took pictures of everything. We put our water shut off inside because it wasn't inside at first. We actually put it in our downstairs basement where our water heater is. It's in a nice little box and it's labeled, and it's a quick little thing so that if I come up by myself, I don't have to go dig in the dark. That would probably not happen for me. It's a little lever that I pull. And so we turn on our taps, we turn on the lever, and when all the water drains out of the taps, then we leave. It takes us less than 5 minutes to do that. So, let's see. I'll show you some other ones.
So you do that in your primary home when you go on vacation or something now?
Now I do, because in my primary home, my laundry room is on our second floor. It's like, oh my gosh, it's upstairs, right? So convenient by the bedrooms, but those get turned off immediately, yeah. We do that as well too. So it was something that just never occurred to us. We were worried. We have our neighbors across the street, when it was really icy and cold, December of 2008, we had them go and check the water pipes because we were worried about the pipes bursting. But again, it was just something that we had never even occurred to us that it would happen. So this is what it looked like during the remodel. They gutted everything. It went completely down to studs. And then they actually sprayed all of this stuff, and we had to have an industrial hygienist come in twice because the first time the mold didn't pass. So they take samples from inside and outside, and then they come up with an acceptable level. So the first time it didn't pass, so we had to pay for more stuff to be done, and then the second time, and so we paid for a hygienist to come back in again to get it certified. So,
moral is, when you leave your house, turn your water on. I do now.
Yeah.
When we're gone for 2 days.
Leave your house, you don't mean like run to the store. What do you mean? Like
I'm going to be gone for the weekend.
Okay.
For a couple of days. We now have a shut-off that's very convenient to get to. And that's just because I hear stories like this all the time. This happens all over the place up here. The Ashtons, Pam Ashland, their house, they were gone for 3 days at the beach. they had to move out for 4 months while their house was fixed. And that was not freeze damage, that was just a, their toilet.
Our restoration company, Alliance Restoration, did it all, and they told us that that's what keeps them in business. The line to your fridge for your ice maker and a toilet could cause a lot of damage. And like we think we don't know in that 6-week period, but it could have been just 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It could have been like a normal vacation to come back to that. And again, like Audrey said, we were fortunate because it wasn't our primary house. It's not our primary house yet. We could go somewhere else. We didn't have to completely move out, and so. But is it stressful?
Yeah.
I can't even tell you. Does it look really nice now? It's beautiful. If anybody wants to come, I'm going to be back there. Come and I'll give you a tour. I think I did a very nice job with it.
It's great. Actually, I saw it for the first time.
You did. You saw
I
it.
hadn't been in there before,
Yeah.
but I had heard, and I was talking to your husband.
Yeah.
Already Nolene?
Yeah.
Thank you, Nolene,
anyway,
very much.
yeah, if you want to
Okay.
leave them, I'm going to sit
Excellent.
and hear the meeting. But if you want to break, I'll show you more later.
Come on in if you guys want to have a seat over here, if there's any chairs.
Thank you.
Whatever. Thank you very much, Nolene, for that. That's, of course, if you're going to be gone for any extended period, call Audrey, and she'll either show you where your shut-off is in the house or near the house, or she'll
I
do
don't
a
know where, I do not know where people's shut-offs are at their home.
She'll help.
And if I can help, I will. A lot of the older homes have them underneath their house. And that's what I'm finding more and more, is that the older homes are all underneath, yours is underneath.
Mine's under there.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
I don't want 5 minutes worth of
So how
damage.
much would it cost to hire someone to come and put a?
You know, most homeowners can do it on their own. If they can dig a hole, get down to where their water line is. If you need help, I talked to Alex, the plumber up here. If you have the water line exposed and all he has to do is come and throw in the valve, it's less than $100. I would recommend buying the best valve you can, because you go down to the hardware store, buy the cheap red-handled ones. In a year, your red-handled is gone.
Can't you just do it in the, like, where the laundry stuff is too?
You
Through the
can,
pipe
yeah.
From that?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
You want to, yeah, it depends on your house and how it's plumbed. You want to talk to your plumber about where you do it. But yeah, I mean, from what I hear from people and the stories that get back to me, boy, I don't leave my house now for more than a day or two without us shutting off the water.
Okay. All right, excellent. Well, let's go move on with the meeting agenda. Activities Director report is also Audrey, so add it.
Okay, let's start with the water. Just 'cause that's
Okay.
sometime between Sunday and Wednesday, we had a rock come down onto the water tank. It was a fairly good sized rock. I cannot budget. And that gives you an idea. I'm guessing about 800 to 1,000 pounds. It didn't do any damage, thank goodness. Scraped a little paint off, but that's about it. But looking up on the bank side behind the tank, there's several more rocks that are in line to do the same thing that are bigger than this one. And so what I'd like to do is I talked to our engineer, but I'm also going to talk to an excavation person, and hopefully there's enough room for him to get in there with a backhoe and he can just go pluck those rocks out of there. As far as, you know, the tank itself being in danger of sliding down the hill, the tank is sitting on rock, so it doesn't budge. It's the dirt around it that continually moves. So,
Well, we may have to put a guard wall.
yeah, we may have to. You know, one way would be maybe to put some rebar up and then spray gunite along there just to help that wall from eroding more. Or we could just build some rock stand at the base and get the upper bank moved back a little bit. So
How
we
tall
don't-
will the wall need to be?
Probably about 15, 20 feet.
Okay.
The wall?
Yeah, for that backside. Yeah,
I'm
Who
talking
owns
about
that property?
a guard wall.
the water company.
The water company that does on that property?
Yeah.
It's just the access to it, it's not. it's
Yeah,
private.
there's, part of the access goes across private property, and we wrote up an easement with them years ago for that.
Okay. Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Get some
Anyway,
good
so
ideas.
yeah, I'll get some ideas
Yeah.
on what they think is the best. Again, I don't think there's a fear of